Good afternoon. I always like to start with a round of applause because I very rarely get one by the time I've finished. Thank you very much. Everybody now wants to be green. Everybody wants to be sustainable. And every major company likes to claim, we are sustainable. We are making a difference. Are you really? What is the definition of sustainability as far as a company is concerned? Oh, we don't print 4 copies, we only print 2. We switch off a couple of lights earlier in the evening. We've dropped the room temperature from 94 to 91. Yeah, I guess that all counts. Where does it really count? From our perspective, from our point of view, the whole sphere, the whole globe has to be taken into account. We've become very successful in the plantation management business. We haven't done this because we've come up with some great new formulas, some great new secrets. We have managed to find our position on the ladder only by the goodwill of the people that work for us. Not just the top management people, the people that are on the ground, the people that work 12, 14, 16 hours a day under very difficult conditions often. Certainly in Asia, where we have to put up with flooding, we put up with droughts, we put up with quite a lot of unnormal events that nature will throw at us. Our staff absolutely rise to the challenge. In return, we look after our people. When we first started in certain parts of Southeast Asia, the families were hungry. The children weren't at school. When the children were ill, there was no medical facility for them. There was no money for the parents to take the children to a medical facility. We have changed that in our own way, not in a large scale, not in a scale as large as it needs to be, but with anybody that works for us within the community, we like to ensure that they do get reasonable basic standards. We think this is very important. Obviously, we've been well rewarded by the efforts that the people put in. We have actually brought families back together, where one parent was working in one country, another parent was working in a different country, and they were sending money home to the grandparents that are often too old to look after the young children. By creating the plantations we've created, we have brought these families back together. They're back in a family unit. We see the difference. I see the difference. I don't just sit in an office and send out directions. I visit every one of our plantations at least twice a year. I couldn't work on the plantations because I don't work that hard physically. We thank our workers. This is part of what we are. For us to sustain this, we obviously need to pull in investment. To pull in investment, we need to be able to show the people that invest in us as forestry managers that we can deliver what we say we can deliver. Again, without our staff, we couldn't do that. So we take the look on the whole aspect. Yeah, profit's important, of course it is. None of us would be here without profit. But profit at what price? I've seen other companies, profit is the god. And the workers, well, they're dispensable, they're disposable. Not the way we like to look at things. And I think more companies need to become aware, need to wake up somewhat, and need to say, yes, it's not all about profit. It's about the people, their standard of living, and what we can do for them in return for what they're doing for us. Our corporate mission at the end of the day, I don't know, we'd like to see more equality throughout Southeast Asia. We would like to see certain regulations in place that would stop the abuse of the downtrodden workforce, because it is still very prevalent in Southeast Asia. And it's only the larger companies that are going to make a difference. At the end of the day, it's the corporate voice that makes a difference. Nowadays, business runs pretty much everything. We have to take a humane look at things. We have to take a humane look in the way you would like to be treated. Would you like to go and work under their conditions, for the kind of income, for the kind of salaries they get, with the hours they put in, and with nobody actually caring? We like to think we care. We're going to continue caring, and we're going to continue our expansion. We're very fortunate that we've had a pretty meteoric rise. We've increased our turnover considerably, but not at the expense of people. We look after our people. We're going to continue to look after our people. Holistic sustainability sounds great. I love that word, holistic. I was looking for some kind of inspiration from somewhere to come and hit me. So I thought, well, I'll look up and I'll see exactly what holistic means. It means full, complete. That's what we want to be, a full, complete company, from our corporate structure through to our on-the-ground working people. We want to encompass the whole lot. Yes, we want to make a profit, but we want our workers to enjoy being able to take their children to the doctor, being able to send their children to school, being able to actually sustain themselves. We help with housing, we help with allowing the workers to grow crops, and we also help where there is no help. We have one worker at the moment in Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, quite an aggressive cancer has taken hold of her. She cannot afford to pay for the treatment. The plantation workers on Site 4 in Sri Lanka have been clubbing together for a few months now to get this lady the treatment she needs. We only knew about this when I visited last month. We will pay for her treatment. Of course we will. But they wouldn't ask us because, as far as they're concerned, we already give more than what they've ever been given before. This is a sad situation. It's a sad situation where people that are making the companies what they are afraid to ask the companies for any help. We want to change this. We want them to have decent housing. We want them to be able to eat. We want them to have medical attention. We want the children to have an education. That's our goal. I hope a lot more companies in this room and a lot more companies that are upcoming will join our goal. And I think that's about all I have to say, because that's probably enough.